Well, guys, it's the day after Lyndon passed away. I just happened to be in the neighborhood, and I thought I'd stop by St. Genevieve's. And I'm sitting right outside the field, back when I believe it started all in 1976. So part of me wanted to stop by because, I don't know. One of those things where the car just brought me here. Like an old dog coming home. As you can see around, as I pan around here, and I hope you guys can see what's going on, but there's the school, and there's where we all ate lunch. There's the boys' gym. And I guess here's back to me. But back in 1976, Coach hit the campus, guns were blazing, loud and proud, letting you know how he wanted things to be done, making sure we all understood what he wanted from us. But realistically, it all started on this field right here. The field didn't look like this. It was beat up grass, but it was our field. It was home to us. It's where we practiced. It's where we hung out every day with Coach for 2 years of our lives, for over 3 months, 2.5 hours a day, getting ready to go do our thing. I could tell you stories about Coach and how he was and what he wanted from us and what he thought of us. I remember there was a story once somebody told me years later that when we left school, class of 78, I should say class of 79, team of 78. Remember that. 1978 football year, we won it, but that was really class of 79 and class of 80 and a couple of class of 81s. But we left school, and years later somebody said, and when they had a good team, they said, "Aren't you glad you have these kids instead of the kids from back in 1979? And he laughed at them and said, "Are you kidding me? I would take the class of 79 when it came to anything." And I'm not putting down other classes. That's not where I'm going with this. But he was just proud that we were part of his past at that time, and he believed in us and he loved us and he accepted us for who we were. He was defending us in a sense where he would say, "I would take that class any day, anywhere, anytime." Because one thing about those kids, not only were they my football players, they were actually friends of the family, period. A lot of people don't know that Melissa Crow was the same age as us, and we not only ran together, we danced together, we partied together, not only at parties all over the San Fernando Valley. You know, we even partied and had a great time with Mr. and Mrs. Crow, in a sense, in a certain way. But again, we were family, not only on the football field, not only at St. Genevieve's, we were family outside of St. Genevieve's. If the Crows see this, if I do decide to do something with this, I don't know. Much love to Sandy, to Lyndon, and the whole family. You guys need to stay strong now. If you ever need us, we'll come a-running. But Coach was a special man to us. He was our leader. He was a mentor. He taught us how to do the right thing. Always do the right thing is what he would always say. Always wanted us to be. We weren't only representing ourselves, we were representing St. Genevieve's. Again, back in 1976, Coach stepped foot on campus here, and I remember him saying, when Dana Potter and Gary Payne said something to him about me when I started playing quarterback in 10th grade. You got to understand, I might have been 5'3", maybe 115 pounds. And Dana and Gary reaching out to Coach and saying, hey, you got something here. And I remember Coach coming up to me and saying, hey, the coaches are talking about you. They say that you're going to be the next quarterback here. And I was kind of laughing and chuckling. He's too small. But in the same time, he saw me playing baseball in 10th grade here on the varsity baseball team. And he saw my athletic ability, I think, and then he started buying into it. And then one day he walked up to me and says, hey, you're going to be my starting quarterback next year. And don't worry, I've got an offense designed for you, because we're not going to fit a square peg in a round hole. We're going to put ourselves in a situation which best for this team to move forward and best for you to be able to do your thing, which obviously meant best for the team as a whole. He always emphasized teamwork. He always emphasized team to all of us. So from that day on, when we started practicing together and he started putting this whole thing together, I started thinking about driving here, how many lives he's touched, how many thousands of lives this man's touched. I don't even think he realized it, but I want the family to know that. He touched my life, which obviously I worked in an industry where I touched thousands of people at one time. You got Joe Fama, and Freddie Grimes, who went on to coach for 35 years afterwards, I believe. You got Ed Croson, who's still coaching out there. And think of all the kids' lives that they've touched. And Coach Crow hired those guys first and had them working for him. So not only did he touch the lives here at St. Genevieve's, he touched lives at North Hollywood, even Alameda. I hate to say it. Well, F Alameda. We'll just leave it at that. Birmingham, Pierce College, everywhere these guys went, they went. Not only did those guys, what about the guys that left here as football coaches, like the Doug Warners, the Dennis Murphys, all the lives that those guys have touched. A lot of it came from Coach. And don't forget, Dan Black as well. He coached some football as well. And the rest of us, a lot of us have become dads, and we've coached Little League and Pop Warner football. Well, a lot of that comes from Coach, what he taught us and how he mentored us and how he showed us the way to maybe we could teach people a little bit of what he taught us. And I'm sure we all would agree to that, as well. But I guess I just stopped by here. I was it's been kind of an emotional day for me. I talked to George Gomez last night and Coach Fama and Ed Croson through text about 6 o'clock last night, and I could feel the tears through the text. How emotional we are right now. I guess how this man has touched our lives. And I guess I just don't want, or I guess I want everybody to know, especially the Crow family, that your dad, your husband, taught me many things on that back in the day when I was in high school, things that I took with me for the rest of my life, that I'm sure I shared with many, not knowing that I was sharing the things that he taught me, but I do know now. So me knowing that now wants me to know, wants you guys to know. And I not only speak for myself, I speak for all the coaches that have coached him, all the players that have played for him, that Mr. Lindon Crow, we dig you, we love you, we thank you for being you. Coach, if there's a football team in heaven, I'm sure you're going to want to play on it. And if you're playing on a football team, I want to play on it with you. If you decide to coach in heaven, and when I get there, you know who I'm playing for. Again, Coach, I hope you live big in heaven. Go get some. We'll see you on the other side. Much love. Your boys, your family, and any life that you ever touch. We love you, Coach. I'm going to show it one more time of where it all